John Franklin III and Clifton Duck are both competing for what seems to be the last spot on the 53-man roster, possibly the last spot in the cornerback room if the Bears decide to carry 6. So I'm going to do a quick video breakdown here for you. We're going to start with run fits. Now, here's John Franklin for you, number 37. You'll notice that he's not very willing to stick his nose in there. He's not the greatest at getting off blocks. Over here, he's unblocked, and you can see he's not supposed to make this tackle, but just very lackadaisical. He notices run slowly, and he just kind of nudges himself in there. Now, if you look at this play here, he's supposed to have contain. He's brought in a little bit on emotion that you can't see, but he should be coming around here and making sure that nothing gets to the perimeter. But you'll see right here, takes a bad angle, guy makes it to the sideline, 8-yard gain. Now let's take a look at Clifton Duck. You're going to see him out here on the perimeter. He's playing way off the ball. First of all, he's able to identify runs much quicker. He's able to disengage off blocks a lot better. You can tell he played the position for most of his life, whereas John Franklin is the more athletic version. Definitely has more to offer on the top end just because Clifton Duck's not a big guy, But you're going to see he's more than willing to get scrappy. Right here, takes a good angle, pinches it to the sideline, forces him out of bounds. Now, that first play with John Franklin, if you remember, kind of him letting the defensive line take care of things. Of course, he was on the perimeter, so he was taking care of the bounce out or anything like that. But realistically, you'll see Clifton Duck here. Now, he identifies the run much quicker and is willing to go get up in there with the defensive linemen and linebackers and actually help make the play. Just another clear example of him playing the run better. Now, if we're going to look at overall effort, because to me, this is a huge tell, okay? You got John Franklin III down here, Clifton Duck here. You're going to see this player come out, and Clifton Duck's going to cover him. Clifton Duck eventually comes underneath John Franklin, but still ends up closer to the ball. Why? Effort, 100%. Check it out. See, right here, it's off the screen, but right here, there's John Franklin. Clifton Duck's off the screen. Now, boom, where does he finish up? That's where they finish. There's the finish line. Duck's crossing it. So overall, you just want that effort from Clifton Duck. I think he did a great job with that. Now let's take a look at how these two take on a block. You're going to see right here, John Franklin, number 37. It'll get bigger in a second, don't worry. Lined up across from the tight end, outside shade, pressed up against the line. It's not an obvious run situation, but you should be thinking run first over here. And you're going to see he gets blown off the line by the tight end, pushed back right there, one little push, and then he lets the blocker get right into him, doesn't disengage by any means, isn't very physical. It's pushed all the way back behind the line, the line to gain, and he slides in perfectly for a first down. Really a super easy play for the offense. You can't give up contain like that, especially when you're on the outside. So, not very good. Now we're going to look at Clifton Duck over here on the opposite side. Here's 38. Same thing. Lined up, pressed up against the line, outside shade of the tight end. It is a little bit more of an obvious run situation, but just watch how physical he is. It's clear he's able to identify things much quicker. But just watch. He sees run, and boom, blows up the fullback. Now this guy right here, number 40, 6'2", 255. 38, 5'9", 180 is what he's listed at. I'd assume he's closer to 170, 175. But see, he's got contained. Blew up his blocker. He's got contained. No one's getting outside of him. Sound football right there. It's exactly what you want. Let's take a look at how these guys are able to play the screen. There's obviously that physical element of it. People are sending blockers at you, so you got to disengage or at least come up underneath the block without being a liability and trying to make the play. But what's most important is your ability to identify what is happening to you and when the offense is running this screen. So you're going to see with John Franklin, he's a bit slow. He's out on the perimeter here. Eventually his buddy over here is able to identify and makes a break on the ball, but Franklin does not. Now, boom, right here. You should know. Running backs over here. Your eyes are on the quarterback. Running backs right here. Here's the two offensive linemen. Screen all day long. Right now, he could possibly come up underneath it, or he can at least come up and be physical, blast him. Instead, he lets the receiver come to him, and he gets driven. You see he's off the screen now. Gets driven all the way back. Poor play. Now we flip it over to Clifton Duck. It's a wide receiver screen. A little bit different play, but just watch how physical he is at the point of attack. He identifies it right away, and he's able to drive. Boom! See how he comes up, pops him, and he drives him into this play. He eventually blows up the whole play. But either way, you got a guy hanging on him here. You got a guy hanging on his foot here, and he still ends up going for the ball. 100% effort. And now this is just a good time to show you how physical of a player this kid really is. This play here, Clifton Duck's lined up to the left of the formation. And you're going to see they're in a tight set. Wide receiver's going to run a quick, short out route, and Clifton Duck comes up. He makes a break on the ball, and boom, right there, that's exactly what you want. If this guy catches the ball, minimum gain, 3 yards or less, keeps him in bounds, keeps the clock running, whole 9 yards, but you'll see he gets a hand on the ball, and he really just pops the guy. So the ball comes loose. That's exactly what you want from physicality. And even when his physicality, now he'll be matched up against guys much larger than him. You'll see him on this side of the formation here, and realistically, this guy's having to work to catch this ball. He's all over him throughout the whole play, and boom. I mean, this you can live with because it's good coverage. At the end of the day, this guy's got length on him. Like, you can expect that. You don't want the guy to get out-efforted by any means, but that's forgivable. Now, when you look at someone like John Franklin's coverage, he's down here, and I mean, this was kind of a highlight play, but he's exposed. This wide receiver just blows right past him, lays up, makes a good catch. It's unfortunate because he really does have a lot of physical assets, but I mean, even here again, you're going to see him get exposed on this fade route. He's just not good at staying in the hip pocket of people there. And don't get me wrong, there are a couple plays where he makes a good break on the ball. I just don't think realistically, as this is unfolded, as I watch the film, I don't think he's a better player than Clifton Duck. Not right now. Potentially, maybe. He's got physical skill set, but you're just going to see him get exposed right here. There's another one. Easy touchdown right over the shoulder. Now, let's look at Clifton Duck in coverage, because you're going to see him right here. And he's playing the slot, makes him a little bit more versatile. They did work Franklin in the slot too, but it didn't work out so well. But you're going to see him, boom, he's on his hip pocket the whole way down. Bad throw, but either way, he's in position to make the play. No big deal. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this interception already, but this is what makes it so impressive. Clifton Duck here, number 38, is actually playing man against number 13. They expose that he's playing man. So they see that he's at a disadvantage because he follows him in motion. But what he's going to do is come back all the way to the other side of the formation and beat the receiver to the ball. So there he is in motion, follows him. Now watch, makes a break to the ball. This is a gimme for the offense. No problem. Watch the way he comes underneath. I mean, when you talk about a ball hawk, that's exactly what we're thinking. Clifton Duck, in my opinion, I was leaning towards him before this breakdown, but I really didn't realize how far separated he was from John Franklin III. He's obviously a better defensive back. Now, are we going off potential, the ability to maybe return sometimes? I don't know. I don't think that's a part of it, but that is left to be seen. But from everything that I've seen, Clifton Duck is definitely the better defensive back.